Alright guys, so today we're going to be factoring trinomials. We're going to start off with a trinomial where a is greater than 1. So again, we have a quadratic expression because we know we have the x squared. And just to review how this box is going to work, it's going to work in the following way. For example, if I told you multiply 2x plus 3 times x minus 7. Again, just making up some stuff here. If I were to multiply this in my box, I would need to make a box 2 by 2 and put a 2x here, a 3 here, x, and negative 7 here. The order doesn't matter, but you must keep the 2 and the 2x and the 3 together in the x minus 7. And again, why am I reviewing this? Because this kind of goes back into how do we factor it. So we got 2x squared, 3x, negative 14x, and negative 21. And now we have our quadratic expression. We're going to combine our like terms. These two are like terms, which equal negative 11x. I added those. So if we were to write our final answer, it would be 2x squared minus 11x minus 21. And this is multiplying with the box method. Really nice, simple. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to work backwards. It's kind of like doing a puzzle. So let's go ahead and try this one. The 2x squared is going to go in the first box right here. That's where it tends to go in this order. And then we got the minus 5 here. And we know that these two middle boxes have to give us that middle term, which is negative 9x. Again, after doing the box method so many times, you kind of get used to that. So now this one's a little bit harder because it has more probabilities or more different combinations. So we got to think, what gives us 2x squared here? Well, if I have a 2x and an x, I could have written those backwards. The order really doesn't matter. What matters is the number that goes with them. Now here we got to try numbers that multiply to 5. So the only numbers that multiply to 5 are 1 and 5. So I'm just going to randomly choose here. I'm going to choose 5 down here and 1 here. And I'm going to do some guess and check. This method really requires guess and check. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. That's really the only way to get this done. We got 2x times 1, which is 2x. And then we got x times 5, which is 5x. Now, if you notice this guess and check gives me 5x plus 2x. But it does not get me close to the number 9. So I know that the 5 and the 1 do not work. So I'm going to go ahead and switch them. And again, I recommend you're using pencil because we're going to be doing quite a bit of rewriting and guessing. So I'm going to put the 5 there and the 1 there. Notice that it's different. X times 1 is 1x. 5 times 2x is 10x. Now, 1 and 10 gives me 11. However, notice that I have a negative. This is where our multiplication with negatives and positives come into play. I need a negative 5 when multiplying. That means I need a positive times a negative. So one of these has to be negative. My 9 is negative. Therefore, I want my 10 to be negative. To have negative 10 plus 1 give me negative 9. And if my 10 is negative, that means my 5 is negative. So how does this factor? It factors 2x plus 1 times x minus 5, like that. And again, it kind of required some guess and check here. This is level 1 on Deltamath, so it's not as hard. But the more you practice, the better you get at it at starting to see patterns. So let's go ahead and try the next example. Let's try 4x squared plus 5x minus 6. This one is a little bit harder because it has a 4x squared. And I'm going to show you what I mean in just a second. We have 4x squared in this box, negative 6 in this box, and then whatever goes in the middle boxes has to give us that middle term, which is positive 5x. Okay? This one's a little bit more tricky because of the 4. there's multiple ways I can get 4. I can get 4 using 2x times 2x, and that gives me 4x squared. Or I can use the combination 4x times 1x, like that. Again, these problems are a little bit more tedious because there's more combinations and we got to practice. So let's go ahead and practice. So I'm going to leave it with 4x and 1x just to see if it works. And we have to think of numbers that multiply to 6, and then added gives us 5 when we put it in the box. But this one we have to consider the 4x on the outside. So let's see. Numbers that multiply to 6. I'm going to do 1 and 6. So 1 times 6. Again, I just randomly put them on there. I could have switched them. So I'm going to do 1x times 1x is 1x. 6 times 4x is 24x. So that did not work because 24x is way too big. So I'm going to go ahead and switch them and try a different combination. So let me erase it. I'm going to change the 1 up here and the 6 down here. See if that works. That's 6 times x, 6x, 4x. 6x and 4x in no way can give me 5x. That is either going to give me 10 or 2 if I subtract them. So it's not that. So 6 and 1 did not work. I could try 2 times 3 because 2 times 3 gives me 6. Again, lots of guessing checking. So we got 2 and we have 3. So we're going to have 12x because I do 3 times 4x, and 1x times 2x is 2x. So that gives me 10 or it gives me 14. That does not give me 5, so that does not work. Again, I'm modeling that even me, sometimes me as an educator, we have to kind of just work with the numbers and do the algebra. 1x times 3 is 3x. 2 times 4x is 8x. I think I got the solution. Notice that we have a negative 6, so that means I need a positive times a negative to get a negative in that multiplication box. And my 5 is positive. So when I add it, my bigger number has to be positive because my final result is positive. So that means that my bigger number, 8, is positive. Therefore, my 2 is positive. And then my 3 has to be negative. So my answer is 4x minus 3. And then 1x plus 2. So that one, luckily, we went through some combinations and it didn't turn out to be 2x times 2x. But I was just pointing it out that if there's a 4 there, you have to consider all possible combinations. So go ahead and try the next example. 5x squared minus 46 plus 9. Pause the video, try it, and then see how you do. Alright, so I'm assuming you have tried it by now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put it into my box. Let me draw my box. So we got 5x squared positive 9 equals negative 46x. Alright, so we got, I know I have a 5x and x. There's no other way I can get 5 multiplying because I'm multiplying these numbers. I do know this. I need a very large number in these two middle boxes because I got a 46 there. I can get a very large number if I multiply 1 times 9. And notice this. 9 times 5 is 45, which looks a lot like 46. Again, I'm using my math reasoning skills here with multiplication. This is something that you build as you practice. So you have to practice it in order to be good at this. So we know we got 1 times 9, and 9 times 5 equals 45. So if I want to multiply the 9 times the 5, I'm going to put the 9 here and the 1 there, because 1 times 9 gives me 9. It's going to give me 1x, and that's going to give me 45x. 45 and 1 gives me 46. However, this 46 is negative, so we got to watch at that detail. And this 9 is positive. The only way I can get a positive is a positive times a positive, or a negative times a negative. But I need a negative here, so therefore both of these must be negative, making it negative 45x plus negative 1 gives me negative 46. So my factors here are 5x minus 1 and x minus 9. Again, if you did some guess and check, that's completely fine. You could have done 1 times 9, 3 times 3, but make sure that you try to look for those things. Like here, we looked for 46 being really big. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like and let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.